Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back, or if you're new here, hit that subscribe button. We always got content coming. I'm gonna give you guys a rundown of like what kind of a breakdown is of what a 28 by 30 kind of costs. For me, I'm up in Alberta, Canada. Kind of with lumber prices, I kind of got in there right before everything skyrocketed. I kind of lucked out from when I got everything quoted out from the time I actually bought. I actually kind of scored being able to get OSB at $15 a sheet, which is kind of one of the biggest costs of everything, versus what I don't know, upwards of 30, and I heard kind of $40 a sheet of OSB. So, this is kind of going off of an average price back in normal times. But yeah, I'll kind of give you a tour and explain what I've done and kind of give you a breakdown of what everything costs. So this is a 28 by 30, 10-foot ceilings, and actually it's 10 foot 3 1/4. All the studs that I got, I didn't even cut them. We just made sure they were 10 1/4 all the way, plus bottom and top plates, and worked out to be basically 10 foot 3 1/4 all the way around. Gives me extra height. I went with 10 foot wide by 9 foot high doors. Basically, kind of not the biggest doors I could have went with, but the biggest ones I wanted to go with without going one big giant one. I went with LiftMaster 9500 wall mounted door openers, and they work slick actually, way better than the ones mounted to the roof. There's nothing there. It keeps kind of everything tucked up and out of the way. We insulated everything. It's R20 all the way, basically 2x6 walls. There's R20 in the ceiling, which I actually went above and beyond, and I put R40. So there's 2 layers of R20 in there. There's 36 by 48 windows that come with the package that I bought. I scored these windows off buy and sell. Give me a little bit of extra light, and they're kind of nice because they're nice and small on the back side of the garage there. And I put in-floor heating in here, so it kind of was the way I wanted to go. Once concrete's warm, it's warm in here forever. No overhead heat or anything. I don't know, you can't beat it. As well, everything's wired. It's wired right from, so it's a 220 in here. Amazon lights. Kind of hard to see because they're too bright to show up. But I got 6 of them, so it's plenty bright in here. I put Amazon pot lights outside. I'll make sure to post a picture right now. And all my Amazon stuff that I put in here, I'll make sure to leave a link in the description below. I scored these. You gotta watch the deals because they're $50 a pair normally, and I got them for 30. And then the pot lights come with 6 pot lights for $60. And actually, they're right here, or one of them, because I only use 5 of them. So these are the pot lights, and they're awesome. Spring loaded, so you just slide them up, 4-inch hole saw, and then you just press your connections in. So $60 for 6 of those. And basically you actually have an option to change color. And there's a little switch in there. It gives you 3 options. So it's 3K, 4K, or 5K. Everything's set to 5K here. I know there's still some stuff I got to wrap up yet. I haven't finished everything. Got to finish tying up all my vapor barrier and get all my acoustic sealant done yet. Kind of haven't done that yet. My in-floor heating is all tied in. It's fully functional. It's awesome, actually. First time I ever soldered copper. Turned out pretty well. I'll actually be doing a video on that, so make sure to watch out for that. It as well also has an Amazon pump, which actually works out very well. But basically what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go through a breakdown of what everything costs. All right, well, I'm going to go through some numbers with you guys, starting with kind of the foundation of this. It's a engineered pad. Depending on your county, where you're at, you're basically going to have certain requirements you're going to have to follow. So being that this was over, I can't remember exactly, but it's over 500 and something square feet, then it has to be engineered, and we kind of went with that route, being a monolithic style pad. So 840 square feet this whole pad is. It's roughly about 17 and a half yards that we used. It's in the center anyways, it's in about 5 inches thick, which is more than enough. You really don't need to go that much, but basically we were doing it ourselves, so I was able to save a lot of money. And with that being said, concrete roughly was for me was $3,500. Now if you need to get the concrete itself done, now it could be plus or minus $10 a square foot. Now you can probably go up quite a ways. Now if you can do this yourself, form it up, get it all prepped, and then pour it yourself. Now this has a power trowel finish, so power trowel and finish and everything. I saved myself a lot of money. Basically, I grew up doing concrete. My whole family's done concrete their entire lives, pretty much. So it's kind of something I know or I'm pretty familiar with. And then from there, I put in-floor heating in here as well. So that's another about $1,000. And that's on the low end actually. So there's insulation underneath, and then there's 500 feet of PEX pipe that was added, and then there's mesh, rebar, all that stuff that went along with all that. So if you're not going with that, that'll save you a bunch of money. But I highly recommend going in-floor heating over forced air, anything. Then the garage package itself, starting now, this is just the shell, which includes your framing, your trusses, shingles, your garage doors, and that was for these 10x9 doors. That was about $14,400. Now, because the prices of lumber was going up, I actually saved myself about $1,800 in OSB, because they were $30 a sheet through the lumber yard. Now I scored and actually ended up by getting all my OSB on Kijiji for $15 a sheet. So now if you're able to kind of work around that and save yourself money, by all means go ahead. With the way the lumber prices are right now, any way you can save $1, go ahead. Then like we did change some things. We upgraded the door openers. Those are just we're supposed to be regular door openers, overhead, I guess, and then I went with wall mounted, so that kind of jumped up the price about $400, but well worth it. I wouldn't have changed that. Insulation was not included in that package. Now insulation is R20 all the way around and in the ceiling, and it's about $1,000 that I went with, and then I actually ended up by going with another around, and so now it's R40, which that isn't included in that because I kind of went with the bare minimum. As well, and actually that garage package included siding. Not sure if I mentioned that or not. And then all the power that was put into this. So I got, I think, 14 plugs inside, and then plus two outside that I got. And I bought all my plugs off Amazon, so I'll make sure to leave a link in the description below. I bought my lights off Amazon, so I saved myself quite a bit of money actually, because I scored, and basically for $50 a pair, and then I scored them for $30 a pair. And then the outside lights that I bought, and I don't know, they're awesome actually. And then that was including with the breaker as well. I put a 220 plug in here because at the start actually I put a electric heater in here just to get us through till I got my in-floor heating hooked up. And then that's all your plug-ins, all your light switches. What else? Yeah, like I got plugins in the ceiling, and like there's more than enough plugins in here. I think actually I think it might be more than 14. And then as well, the boiler. So the boiler is one thing I lucked out on as well. I ended up getting that. It's a large Minitherm #2 boiler, and I got it for $350 in perfectly working condition. Now, if you're able to find one of those used, it'll save you a pile of money as well. And then I did all the soldering and tie-ins on that all myself. Basically, and all this is all done myself with the help of some family members and some friends. So if you're able to get that done just with the help of family and friends, it'll save you a pile of money. I'm not even really sure what it would cost to get it built by a contractor. You know, you basically just got to make sure you follow all your codes and everything, and then you know you're covered, right? In the whole garage package, you're able to kind of pick and choose what you want. Like if you just want a garage that's just a shell, you know, you're probably, you know, gonna save your pile of money just not having to insulate, you know, 1 or 2 lights or do whatever. So basically, the whole grand total of everything is going to be roughly around $22,500, and that's the way this garage sits. You know, I still have all my drywall yet to do, some odds and ends. So there's going to be still a little bit more added to this, but for $22,500, this is what you can get. And hopefully, you know, go ahead, build it yourself. Find somebody that knows how to do it. I'm sure you got a buddy or somewhere. There's always somebody that knows how to do something. So go ahead, give it a shot, because there's nothing more satisfying than be able to build a garage yourself or anything yourself. So go ahead and give it a shot. Well, I hope that gives you guys a good idea of a kind of a baseline of where you're going to start for a garage this size. You know, like if you're going to go up in square footage, it's going to cost a little more. If you're going to go down square footage, it's going to cost a little less. So figure it out. And basically, if I can give you guys any advice, the biggest thing is just to do your homework and check all your local bylaws, all the building codes, electrical codes, all that stuff. I hope this helps you guys. And now if you have any questions, make sure to comment down below. And if this kind of helped you out at all, make sure to leave a like. And yeah, stay tuned for the next video.